Lindy and Miguel rebrand their marriage.
Impossible, can't do that. I know it's a trigger word from Lindy, but 8 weeks is 8 weeks, and a decision will be made in 8 weeks. Get used to it. Tighten those butt cheeks.
I guess there are a few others out there who probably feel the same way, but we'll get into it. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cliff Alert. Today, we're going to be talking about Lifetime Network's reality-based TV series, Married at First Sight, season number 15, episode number 7.
But before we get into it, because I'm already all the way in as it is,
Yeah, you up in.
please like, share, and subscribe. We start off with Miss Lindy and Mr. Miguel.
Yeah, they're back from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
Right, so the hard work really begins.
Real life starts.
The show evidently got all the couples' apartments, so they are checking out the space that they're going to inhabit for the next eight weeks.
Right. Lindy and Miguel start off their time back in their new shared apartment, talking about what it's going to be like sharing their new space together.
Right, and of course, like every new couple, they have their hopes and their dreams.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about talking to each other, communicating effectively.
They started talking for whatever reason about decision day. And I don't understand why that was.
The decision day triggers Lindy because she's not sure how Miguel is going to be on board or not. He seemed to be backtracking at that dinner that they had on the last day of their honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not in a place where she feels safe. So every time he would say something about the 8-week deadline, it triggers her. And she's just got to move on from that. As if he says it or not, the 8-week deadline stuff is still going to be there.
Yeah, and what Miguel did say, is that, he's actually looking forward to and or excited about sharing a space with someone that he really cares about.
Yeah, but I gotta just tell the truth. Miguel is getting sex from Lindy. The brother man doesn't have to put in any work. I mean, all these things are low-lying fruit. He can get it when he wants it. I don't see Miguel turning the page and being less hesitant. He still has that reserved thing about him, and that deadline may be a trigger for her, but it's certainly not a trigger for him. I see Miguel as an experienced man who may have a thing that if it's not working out, he's gonna leave.
He's gonna be outside
and then he said, I'm not gonna say anything. When I'm talking, that means I'm moving. Mm-hmm. My bags is already at the next spot. Mm-hmm. So Lindy gotta be mindful of all her triggers, all her issues, all her tendencies, and see if she can manage them in a way so he can see her as an adult whole person and vice versa. Mm-hmm. Because right now she is coming across to me as if she's a child, mm-hmm. if she's not realistic about the stuff she wants, mm-hmm. and he looks like he's just hanging out for 8 weeks.
I think the episode shifts from there to the couples visiting each other's old apartments, right?
Right.
And Miguel actually shows Lindy his apartment.
I won't even talk about
oh my goodness,
mixed situation. But thank God, at least his place looked reasonably clean. He said he seemed like he was organized.
Yeah.
He had his stuff in order.
Lindy even peeked into to her new husband's refrigerator.
Yeah, and because Miguel is a chef, mm-hmm. And he is Hispanic, mm-hmm. I know that based on my knowledge, not only Hispanic people, but people who have been kissed usually have some oil somewhere as a sacred ingredient. It's the secret sauce to stuff that tastes good. Mm-hmm. And Lindy, coming from another persuasion, may not necessarily be into that, but I know some of the people, if you travel in a certain direction, know about the secret ingredient.
Well versed
In it.
okay. All
But
right. All right,
Lindy
then.
may not be exposed to
Yeah.
that environment.
Yeah, she's gonna learn today.
So the grease, as they will say, freaked out.
Yeah, there was a cup of grease in the refrigerator on
And
the
she
shelf.
doesn't.
She don't know nothing about that.
She don't want no part of that in her food.
Right.
But
Now, that's old school right there, for
the grease.
man. I can't begin to tell you. I had a flashback when I saw that. As part of the Miguel gave Lindy, he showed her his Dungeons and Dragons collection of books.
Right, and he said those were his Bibles. And again, Lindy said that she thought that was a little sacrilegious.
Mm-hmm.
And she laughed when she said it. But she has these little things that rears its head against his sort of non spiritual kind of thing going on, but played it off a little bit.
Yeah, and she kept it like kind of a little lighthearted, but there was a little seriousness behind it, I think.
Yeah, that joke didn't go all the way to us.
Right, and then he disappeared in the bathroom, and then had a little surprise for her when he came out.
Yes, his alter ego. He came out as the bear with that whatever
bear. Yeah, Bearman made a cameo, didn't
he? He sure did. But it is what it is. The more she knows what he does for enjoyment, and maybe eventually be introduced to his friends, I think she'll have a better grasp on who he actually is. And he brought her flowers.
Right. He had nice little gifts.
He cooked for her.
Nice little gift. Yeah, nice little touch.
You know, that's always good. A man cooking for a woman, you know, it does a whole lot. Goes a long way.
Yeah, when a brother shows off his culinary skills in the kitchen, a little something. Yeah.
Sometimes, even though it tastes maybe horrible, it's still a good jest.
You trying to say something about his cooking?
No, I'm not talking about you.
Oh, okay.
From the gate, I told you, if it was good or not.
Right.
I'm not bashful.
Right, you don't mince words.
But you have improved, my brother.
Yeah, and I didn't start off at rock bottom, so I had a little culinary skills going on.
Yeah, but that chicken in the beginning needed some seasoning. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, we Caribbean people.
Yeah, y'all season a different way. I get it. Well, Lindy seemed to be winning Miguel over. Is an admission that he came out and kind of shared with us, didn't he?
Well, okay, I'm just gonna be me.
Okay, be you all the time. Go ahead, let it rip.
Is she winning him over, or is it the sex? Because that new sex thing can, bamboozle you a little bit until a problem comes up. And we see problems coming because Lindy, when they were supposed to meet with the pastor prior to, she or in the presence of the pastor, really, she said she wanted him to, not really speak his mind, not say what he feels, but just sort of think about what he wants to tell her and then tweak it. And not a whole lot of people can do that, proficiently. And he said, no, I'm not trying to do that with you.
Yeah.
Because she wants him to do a lot of emotional things for her, and we're just 10 days in.
Yeah, it's still a little early.
It's too much.
Right.
So that's why I said that she needs to grow up pretty quickly to deal with this dude.
Into the role and just overall.
Right.
Yeah, he did say that she's got, or he's happy about, I guess in his words, the intangibles that she seems to be showing him or has shown him. I don't know exactly what he meant by that, but he did.
I for some reason think that she's giving him space to be able to make a decision about the 8-week deadline.
Yeah.
So she's not hounding him about it. However, she has a tendency to talk a lot, and we see that when they met with the pastor.
Absolutely. It was day 11. That pastor came by and dropped in on Lindy and Miguel and said, "Hey, how y'all doing?" Pastor Roberson
Right.
checking in on them as the first of 5 couples.
Right,
Right.
and she tells the pastor that they have not had an argument yet.
Right.
And I was surprised she said that. Why is
Yeah.
she thinking about an
Because
argument?
I think because she had said in a prior episode that she wonders what will happen or how things will go once they have an argument, and I think the pastor kind of cautioned her about that, and he basically said to her, "Hey, look, Lindy, don't welcome trouble. It's gonna come anyway, so don't welcome it.
Anyway,
Right?
it'll
Don't welcome
just
it."
sneak up on you and just smash
Right.
you in the face.
Right, at unexpected times when you're
Unex-
not prepared, or maybe even sometimes when you see it coming,
Right.
or any time in between, so you don't welcome it.
And because she behaves like she's a shrinking violet sometimes to me, I don't I don't think she can handle Miguel's heat, because Miguel has an underlying kind of hard exterior going on with him.
The edge there.
He has a hard edge about him, and when that comes to the surface, she got to be able to handle that.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a lot of work to be done, but at the same time, she seems to love where she is so far,
Okay.
and I'll take her at her word, but it just seems like there's some things that need to be addressed. And
I
some things
just
that need to be
think
done.
personally she needs to be more realistic with what's going on, because she's not pointing out his faults.
Right.
We're only talking about hers.
Right, and
But he got some ish going on with
Right.
him, and we're not seeing any of that, and she's not talking about that.
right,
And 10 days in, you would see something about the person that's, you gotta, have a conversation about.
You're absolutely right, because he's one of the other things that he said was that he's thankful or he's glad that Lindy has made things very easy for him. But what about
Can't make anything easy on a man. I'm sorry, particularly in a relationship.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm just wondering, the flip side, what the flip side of that coin is. You know what I mean?
Well, the flip side of the coin is she's currently acquiescing to everything that he says and what he wants. But is he doing that for her?
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
And
that's
we're gonna
exactly
see
what I'm
that
referencing.
from next week's stuff, because they have an upset
Right.
happening next week.
Right.
But I just think that Miguel, Lindy is not highlighting the stuff, the ish about Miguel.
Right. Right.
That maybe we can see, but she.
So she's kind of like glossing over it, dismissing
Absolutely.
it right now. Well, you know what? Pastor Roberson did caution Miguel and said, "Hey, look, how you communicate with Lindy is pivotal, especially when you're not happy with her. So you need to pay attention to that."
Right, and that's where she said, I think that he needs to sort of edit his response. And that's not always going to happen
before he
tells
says it.
her.
Before he says
And
it.
that may not always happen.
Well, he better damn well learn,
So
because
she-
that's not going to be a good look if he don't.
She better pucker up, because this dude certainly can be harsh.
Well, we shall see next week for sure,
Sure enough.
because the teaser was like you said, not a happy camper in space, you know.
Right, and all the things that Lindy said about herself as it relates to traveling and finances, that has not been forgotten. So I don't see them yet as equal,
Okay.
because I still think she got a lot to learn about this dude.
Yeah.
And he may have some secrets that she has no idea.
Skeleton in the closet.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's all we have. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please send us your comments. Particular blessings always.
See y'all next time.
Bye bye.